afternoon, coming to you live from BB26 Goldmont Street in La Accra. You're watching ABC Midday. I am Peggy NyarkowaA Bannoor. Coming up in the next hour. The coalition of unpaid teachers has threatened to stage another demonstration and take legal action against the government over delays in the payment of salary arrears. Political scientist Dr. Samuel Ofriye has criticized the comments by Nshayeso MP Dr. Stephen Amwa that he was bypassed in the appointment of finance minister in the previous administration due to ethnic bias, arguing that they reflect personal ambition rather than the broader interest of the New Patriotic Party. Still to come, President John Dramani Mahama pledges a review of the single-spine salary structure and the pension system as part of efforts to address long-standing concerns of public sector workers. In business commences the reduction of prices of goods following the implementation of the new VAT system. On the international front, 4 young men were killed after a hippo attack at Lake Naivasha in Kenya. Stay with us, we have details of these and more coming up shortly. You're watching ABC Midday News live on ABC News Ghana Television. We're streaming live on Facebook at ABC News GH_. Now to our stories. Coalition of unpaid teachers has threatened to stage another demonstration and is also considering legal action against the government over delays in the payment of salary arrears and the issuance of staff identification cards to its members. The group says more than 6,000 teachers who have worked for between 12 and 15 months have been paid only 2 months' salary, with the prolonged delays worsening their cost of living pressures despite a protest organized last year.
I would say this is a young government who took over the office of government since January 2025. In our meetings with the Minister of Education, he made us know that there were issues in the education sector that they were trying to resolve. And issues with salary arrears cut across not just the education sector. Even our colleague nurses have also not received their arrears. So it's like a matter of priority. It's a matter of priority right now as to whom they would attend to in the nearest possible time. So in a nutshell, I realized that, leadership realized that we were placed on a budget. We were given clearance and placed on a budget which we were told the clearance expired. Now that the clearance has been reactivated, we were expecting to be paid 2025 because the clearance came in October. November, December came, they validated us with the full arrears. Only 1 month came in November and then 1 month came in December. So we don't see it as a negligence blow, but we see it as a matter of.
Still on this, chairperson of Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochukotoi, has assured the coalition of unpaid teachers that the government is working to settle salary arrears owed to about 6,000 teachers. According to him, challenges such as rush recruitment without due process and the use of fake appointments letters have resulted in some teachers' names not appearing in the official payroll database for processing and payment. Speaking on ABC in the morning, Ochukoto said teachers who were properly recruited and duly placed have already received their salaries. He appealed for calm as the Ministry of Education works to address the outstanding issues.
My information is that these were groups of people who were hurriedly employed in 2024. November, when we are about to enter into the election 2024. And by doing so, they have not followed the due process. And then number two, my information also is that some of the appointments were fake. So they did not find place in the data. And government or the Ministry of Education is helping to regularize these appointments for them once they met the recruitment criteria or requirements.
Okay. Well,
so they have such challenges, and I'm told some have got in that very group have got their salaries paid to them. So the ministry, I am told, is working on it.
Okay.
And I tried to communicate with the Director General yesterday, and they assured me that they are making sure that they get everything as quickly as possible.
Okay.
They have worked all right, yes, but the
Joining us on the line is convener of the coalition, Daniel Anochi, to have further conversations on this. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to ABC Midday News. Hello, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Right. Happy New Year to you.
Happy many returns.
Thank you. Now, yesterday you had a press conference threatening a strike and legal actions against the government. Between yesterday and now, have you received any feedback from them?
Let me use this opportunity to say a very big good afternoon to ABC News viewers. Yes, yesterday there was a press conference from the coalition of unpaid, now paid teachers with regards to our arrears and other issues that we were seeking redress to. Since yesterday, I think in the morning, the PR of Ghana Education Service has come out and assured that GES is working assiduously to ensure, with the necessary agencies to ensure that we get paid. But I would like to touch on something small with regards to the fake appointment thing that is going on across the media. I guess in the morning, I think you just played a video of someone saying that our recruitment wasn't done in due process, and we find it quite laughable because we were duly recruited. Any administrative problem that came with the recruitment process, not with the how do you call it? I don't know how to put it, but my point is that we were duly recruited, and so therefore they shouldn't try and counter it with the fake appointment and all that. That's all we can say.
All right. Now, you organized a protest last year about this same issue. What commitments did the government make at that time, and why haven't you received any results? What do you think is the issue here?
We organized with a series of media engagements and picketing and demonstration, and government made commitment to ensure that we get our full months arrears. That is, we've been working for 13 years, 13 months, 11 months, 6 months, depending on the date of assumption. And so government made commitment to ensure that they will pay us and pay all our arrears. And it wasn't just any proclamation. The Minister of Education himself said it, that he's going to make sure that all our arrears are being paid. I think they declared that 1.1 billion Ghana cedis has been made available to cater for the arrears for our arrears and that of our dear health workers. But apparently in November and December, we received only 1 month. We received only 1 month of the salaries. And so therefore, we are trying to draw their attention that in as much as we are grateful for them walking the talk and giving us our salaries, chunk of the money is still there, and we need those monies to clear up our debt, pay our rent, and live a normal life as Ghanaians. So that's what we are demanding now, our arrears.
All right, Mr. Anochi, what ultimatum are you giving the government?
Yesterday in the press conference, I think my colleague stated that we will try and engage the government and try and negotiate through the negotiation table and ensure that we get it solved. But by the end of the month, if you don't see any commitment, by February, we try and engage them, we don't see any commitment, then we will have no option than to hit the street again.
Now, how how has the delayed salary arrest impacted livelihoods and the morale of affected teachers?
Yeah, the impact is very huge, considering the fact that working for 13 months, 11 months without salary was a huge burden. Working 13, 11 months without salary was a huge burden. And so therefore we only survived through loans and other things, and we were heavily relying on the payment of our arrears to settle our loans. Some of us, our rent have expired, and so therefore we need to settle them. School just reopened. I came to my station yesterday, and so this morning I had to have a talk with my landlady and still beg her to extend the payment date for me. When I was going, I accumulated some bills, the arrears that came, the salary that came, I disbursed it all. So the December itself wasn't going on well for us, and so the impact is huge. We need certain gadgets to teach well, to make sure that the new curriculum is well implemented. You know, the new curriculum that has been implemented has to deal with a lot of technologies. We need laptops, we need a lot of staff to make sure that we are working well. And so we don't have these gadgets because we are still being owed by the government. So the impact is very huge. The impact is very, very huge. I can't see how I can summarize it for you to understand, but it's very huge.
All right. Now, earlier today, we engaged the chairperson of Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochukoto, and he stated that the committee hasn't received any formal notice, but they've only followed media conversations. Is that the case, and why so?
As a parliamentary committee on education, I think they are supposed to oversee the works of the Ministry of Education. Is that not so?
It is.
Yeah, and so therefore, if the committee expects us to notify, I think they should know, or they should engage and ensure that we are being paid rather than wait for us to come and tell them that our rent didn't come. The government made a commitment. They are the committee to oversee education, and so I think it was their mandate to rather ensure that the government walked the talk, rather than wait for us to come and notify them that we didn't get the money. So I don't get it. I hope the committee would rather come and back up. The committee should rather be on top of issues.
Right. Thank you for your time this afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much.
That was the convener of the Coalition of Unpaid Nurses, Unpaid Teachers, Daniel Anoche. Now, in more news, President John Dramani Mahama has pledged to review the single spine salary structure and the pension system as part of efforts to address long-standing concerns of public sector workers. The president gave the assurance at the opening of the Ghana National Association of Teachers 54th National Delegates Congress and 7th Quadrennial Conference in Accra on Monday, January 2026. The conference was held under the theme Education and Development, the Ghana Education Service at 50, reflecting, reviewing, revising, and growing the profession and the unions. President Mahama said the current salary structure had become unsatisfactory and no longer served the interests of workers.
We're not going to accept it. We'll negotiate with the new government. And so it took quite a while for the negotiations to take place. But eventually, we managed to get a spine that was working. It was not exactly straight, a bit crooked, but at least everybody got something, you know. And so we started paying the arrears and all that, and we managed to get through all that before we left office in 2016. Since then, a few things have happened. The spine is very crooked now, and everybody is unhappy. Everybody is unhappy with the spine. And so, of course, TUC raised it with us and asked if we could look at the whole salary structure again. And I can say that we're very willing to do that so that we're able to remunerate people better so that they can give off their best in terms of what we ask them to do. A few years ago, we did a new pension reform. Everybody was happy, tier 2, tier 3. It looks like the time has come for us to look at it again. And so again, TUC as a leader of organized labor, raised it with us. And I told Comrade Joshua and his team that we're prepared to put together a working team to look at the whole pension reform and come up with some suggestions and see how we can improve it so that everybody is happy. And
meanwhile, President John Dramani Mahama has strongly condemned the recent attacks on teachers in parts of the country, expressing concern over the handling of a case involving the assault of a teacher by students of Kede Senior High School. The incident, which surfaced online in October 2025, showed students reportedly attacking the teacher after he refused to allow them to cheat in exams. Report indicates that the parents of the students reached an out-of-court settlement following the police report on the matter. Speaking at the delegates conference of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, the president expressed disappointment that the students had not faced formal disciplinary action.
And a safe and secure working environment is a must. Indeed, I saw that video of I think it was a maths teacher being beaten because when he was invigilating, he refused to allow our children to cheat. And they had a sense of entitlement. And so why did you not allow us to cheat? And the unfortunate thing is that the matter went to the police station, and the parents of the students went to the police, and they said they settled the matter amicably. I mean, how is that? This is assault, it's criminal, you know. But when we inquired, the police also said, I think the teacher was compensated, so he didn't want to press charges anymore. But I said, at least the children should have been booked, they should have been taken through the legal process, and at least, if nothing at all, they should have been bonded to be of good behavior for a period of time. And then we'll believe that justice has been done. But just for parents to come and, you know, pay a little compensation, it will encourage others to do the same. You know, and so as for assaults on teachers, I am with you 100%.
In more news, Chairperson of the Parliamentary Education Committee, Peter Nochukotoi, has urged public universities to adopt business-oriented operational models to ensure financial stability. His remarks come in the wake of a directive by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission ordering the University of Ghana to reverse a 25% increment in academic facility user fees. Speaking on ABC in the morning, Peter Nochukotoi noted that while the government remains committed to supporting tertiary education, public universities must also explore innovative and transparent revenue-generating strategies to complement state funding. He stressed that institutions cannot rely solely on fees, particularly in the face of growing enrollment and rising operational costs.
So universities in the country must see themselves as a business entity. One, government is also supporting you with payment of salaries and other for other facilities, putting up the structures. Then the universities themselves must also make sure that they are business oriented. Yes, government is doing this. What can we also do as a corporate body? Because the universities are established as a corporate body. What can we also do to improve upon the quality or the standards or the facilities that are available for us? So I would rather suggest that the public universities should not be dependent solely on government. Some are able to earn grants and support from other organizations like UNESCO, UNICEF, and all those things to carry out their research programs and do certain things. So I will encourage them to do that so that they can earn more resources outside the country, and then they can use that to develop their university. Total dependence on the state will not help them. I think it is.
Meanwhile, Chairperson of Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochukotoi, has called for a comprehensive review and streamlining of scholarship schemes in the country to ensure they benefit students who genuinely need financial support. Speaking on challenges facing tertiary education financing, Nochukotoi said the current scholarship system lacks proper coordination and transparency, resulting in resources not always reaching the most deserving beneficiaries.
I think we need to streamline the scholarship opportunity so that those who really need it have access to it. But those who don't need it, they leave the opportunities for the needy ones. Then we have the students' loan plus also in place, where you are unable to fend for yourself. You can apply for that loan. And then when you leave the tertiary institution or the university, you can pay back. So that opportunity also exists. I would urge students to explore all these opportunities when they are in need. That is the bottom line. When you realize that you need it, I think you go in for it. Some may not need it, but still go for it because others are going. So I think going forward, we should distinguish between the needy students who really need support, either in form of a scholarship or a loan, to enable them go through tertiary education easily. I know many of them are going through hardships, and the government is taking steps to make sure that there's equity in the system. Those who need support are given the support. So we also need to look at the funding of.
Away from the education sector, Eastern Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo, has commended the John Dramani Mahama administration for what he describes as a focused and steady approach to resetting the country after 1 year in office. Speaking on ABC in the morning while assessing the president's performance, Dr. Kevo said the government remains on the right path, citing signs of economic stabilization as evidence of progress. He also expressed satisfaction with the role being played by NIMOS, noting that its interventions are contributing positively to the government's broader reset agenda.
I think that we have all come to understand the impact of illegal mining, and various governments have made some attempts to curb this unfortunate incidents. And what Ghanaians we have come to agree on and accept is to measure the impact of fighting this galamsey by looking at certain fiscal characteristics. For example, the level at which the forest is being cleared down and being turned to galamsey sites, and when government also repealed the LI. That I think that we have all come to understand.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Akim-Odan, Alexander Kwesiakwa, has questioned what he describes as the unhelpful attitudes of some residents in mining communities, which he says continue to undermine efforts to curb illegal mining. While commending NIMOS for its role in the fight against galamsey, the MP called on the NDC government to intensify its commitment and take decisive action to effectively address the menace.
I want to submit humbly to Chairman that the kind of galamsey that is going on now is just a matter of greed. It is not because the people who are engaged in the galamsey do not have jobs to do. I have stated emphatically and on many platforms that there are a lot of places that if you are looking for masons and laborers to do your work for you, construction work, you are not going to get them, because all of them have now decided to turn to galamsey. It means that there are avenues for them to work, there are projects for them to work on, but galamsey pays better. And so they do not want to go for the by day that pays about 200 cedis or 150 cedis or 180 cedis, but we want to go to the galamsey pit and make about 1,000 cedis. We've spoken to most of them, and most of them will tell you, yes, galamsey is a means of amassing wealth, and then you go into something else. And so it is not the economic boom that will let people leave galamsey. It is only because people are greedy and they will continuously chase monies where they can easily be found. Secondly, If government was so serious in fighting galamsey, it is not to say that NIMOS is not doing well. I would personally say NIMOS is one of the good creations of this government, and NIMOS is working.
Away from that, Member of Parliament for Nyankopɔn, Dr. Stephen Amoah, says his expected appointment as substantive Minister of Finance under the previous government was blocked due to ethnic bias. Dr. Amoah, who briefly served as a Deputy Finance Minister after the removal of Ken Ofori-Atta, told supporters at a campaign stop for NPP presidential aspirant Kennedy Agyapong that former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo initially intended to nominate him for the top finance post. However, he claimed someone intervened to have a fellow Northerner appointed instead. He used the remark to urge NPP delegates to back Kennedy Agyapong in the party's January 31 flag bearer contest, stating that Agyapong would better serve their interests.
Nyankopɔn way enemy crab, the board of assemblies of God them. Nana Nado Pessoa, Minister of State Finance. Mepa, Mr. Mumpai Musasa, Hana so on Pame of Penikomi. Mr. Mepua, no assemblies of God, and the board Messu. Membasama Kansam. Namudia Montraho. Namumia Metadam. Some Mepua, the crow in Yaminsam. My brother, you were confused, Yasa. Finance, the whole world, the independent financial economic modular, Metofunu, 64, 76, 97, 2000, 2001, it's me, the whole world. Let's have him for now. Nanago, Samebua, can you not call the honor? Minka, say. Maybe I'm more of you, but my simple says a why, and also I'm Panoponicum. Let me catch Ramo. I didn't make a modern me end this back 100 years. I'm people that say, maybe I'm in the Juno, and your politics, Namani. Let me keep toilet to Orlando. 27, more we need, and I get man who we need to know. The Taka 97, young people, man. Who don't think the ground to be a minister? My name is Katramu. Mama, young for swat.
Meanwhile, political scientist Dr. Samuel Lefriye has criticized the comments by Nyankopɔn MP Dr. Stephen Amoah, arguing that they reflect personal ambition rather than the broader interests of the New Patriotic Party. He says framing internal party decisions along ethnic lines risk deepening divisions within the party at a crucial moment ahead of the January 31 presidential primaries.
It's quite unfortunate that, Stephen Amoah has been noted for that agenda because he has been on that trajectory of trying to play that card. And I see it as an unfortunate situation when he was making that statement during their campaigns, where I see it as a selfish agenda because you saw it and you might have interpreted it in a certain way, does not mean that you want to tell people that this is what the situation. And that is quite unfortunate. So sometimes you have to be very careful that your personal experience or your perspective or your perception, you cannot use it to interpret it in the general circles. When it comes into that perspective, then we see you, the personality, as a selfish interest that you want. Everybody has a selfish interest, one with the other. That is why you follow a certain individual or a candidate. But you have to be very careful so that it cannot be seen that it is only your interest that you tend to portray. Some time ago, he made the same statement, and that's what I'm saying, that he has to be very, very careful of that kind of trajectory that you always want to go into that trend of trying to play that tribal card. He has been one of the personalities that
Still reacting to the growing controversy, Dr. Samuel Afriyie attributes the heightened tensions in the NPP's presidential race to what he describes as a weak leadership at the top of the party. He argues that the lack of firm internal controls has allowed personal grievances and accusations to overshadow policy debates and party cohesion.
The current executive of the party leadership, when the party leadership is not functioning well, if the party leadership is weak, you see some of these things coming up, right? And always I compare with the NDC leadership, how they manage their party members as compared to the NPP. And that shows how weak they are. I think of late, you realize that how few people came out to make a statement about President Mahama and by some of their party members, basically, but that is a strong party secretary. A chairman will come out and issue a party. This is the party stand. And if anybody flouts those things, you see that the chairman will come out with a statement and will call the person into order. So all these things that is going on, I think that majority of it stem from weak leadership of the NPP that has resulted into some of these, excuse me to use that word, these useless statements from some.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Akimodan, Alexander Kwesiakwa, has downplayed the impact of Dr. Stephen Amoah's remarks, describing them as regrettable but not damaging to the party's fortunes. He maintains that the NPP remains united and focused on a successful presidential primary, urging supporters to avoid internal distractions.
I feel so disappointed in discussing this matter. And I feel so bad in discussing this matter because Dr. Stephen Amoah is one of the closest people I have been with, even before we worked in Parliament together. I worked with him when we were in health insurance. He's been a close associate. I mean, there were times he was one of the people who was pulling me to the Kennedy camp and all that, you know. So I know him. I know Steve as a personality who is so passionate about whatever he does and whatever he says. And a lot of times he will say things that he doesn't necessarily mean them, but because of the passion that is associated with whatever he says, it ends up making him come under public scrutiny like we're doing now. I don't necessarily fear. It doesn't put too much fear in me because I saw the Edugwahe and Kufuor era in '92 because I was a bit closer to Edugwahe. And so I knew the West was done. I knew it was done. But perhaps it was at a period where social media wasn't there to carry some of these things. And so whatever was said, the traditional media will not report on it.
Residents of the Ayawaso East constituency have been mourning the death of their Member of Parliament, Nasiru Ture Mahama, describing him as a humble and hardworking leader who remained close to the people. The late MP was laid to rest on Monday, January 5, 2026, following a short illness that led to his passing a day earlier. After the burial, constituents reflected on his service and the constituency, recalling his commitment to community development and his readiness to listen to and support residents.
His goodwill, care about people, he's a humble man. If some people are accusing him that he is not talking in the parliament, but not the talking, it's the deed and your work. That's what people see and vote for you. But not the talk. We have plenty of people in the parliament, but we didn't see them talking. It was like the same as this NASA. He don't talk, but when you come to his constituency, you see that he's a good man. I wish them all the best after his death. All now about his family, his friends, and the wife. We wish them well.
Constitution is very good for him. We can't tell. As an MP, where you know, some people are praising him, some people can never praise him because of the politics. So we thank God But he's a very nice guy. He's a very, very, very nice guy. We can't do anything but to him. We just pray to him.
I know he's an NDC man, but I can say even we, the MP people, will shock. We are all there in Central Mosque. Naza is a good person for everybody, not only his party. And we are praying for him that his goodness should follow him until the day we will go and meet him. And then we are praying for him that whatever they will ask him inside the grave, God should help him to give him a mouth to answer. That is how we Muslims, that is our faith we have.
He is among those who encourage me. He encouraged me into politics. He means a lot to me. He helps a lot. And his wife, Ajiatu, is one person who also is the one encouraging people to athletics and also helping the community a lot. Because she organized, as Naza himself, he likes people. He is in support of many people. I don't know how people will feel or will live without him, even though God is the one looking at us all.
May Allah give him Al-Jannah Firdaus.
You're still watching ABC Midday News. We're taking a short commercial break. We'll be right back with more news.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Rent back with the Pia Upa. Come on, come see what? Wait, this guy. My friend, see before.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto chiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my wedding jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Chino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so good. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from the break. This is still ABC Midday News, live on ABC News Ghana Television. Up next is business news. Of business management of Malcolm, Palace Mall and other supermarkets in Accra have confirmed that the implementation of the new VAT system has resulted in reduction of prices. The new VAT, which was announced in the 2026 budget presented by the Finance Minister in November 2025 on the floor of Parliament, started on January 1, 2026. Some customers at the shops and supermarkets showed receipts reflecting the new VAT system to a team of Ghana Revenue Authority officials led by the Commissioner General Anthony Sapon. The head of audit at Malcolm, Susho Jar, told customers have begun enjoying some 1.5% reduction in prices of goods. We started the new rate since the beginning of the year and our customers are happy with it. We have seen a reduction of about 1.9% because there is no COVID-19 levy and there is small reduction on the VAT. This is a happy news to our business and we are grateful for this, he said. On his part, the head of accounts at Palace Mall, Joshua Israel, also disclosed that the new rate has been calibrated into the payment system and customers are reduced tax rate. Sapon was accompanied by the Commissioner of Domestic Tax Division, Dr. Martin Yamborija, and some senior management staff of the Ghana Revenue Authority. That's all for business news. Up next, sports with Jane Ofori Soti.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Modular sports without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the Talking Point.
On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC, as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Let's kick off from the English Premier League, where Chelsea have officially named Liam Rossonero as their new head coach, handing their former Strasbourg manager. Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to the sports segment. I'm Eugene Ofori-Sote. We apologize for the technical hitches that took us off a few minutes ago. Let's start off from the English Premier League, where Chelsea have officially announced Liam Rossonero as their new head coach, handing the former Strasbourg manager a long-term mandate at Stamford Bridge. The 41-year-old English tactician has spent a 6.5-year contract that will run until 2032, replacing Enzo Maresca, who departed the club on New Year's Day. Reacting to his appointment, Rossonero described the role as a defining moment in his managerial career, expressing appreciation to the club's hierarchy for the trust placed in him. I feel truly honored to be given the opportunity to lead Chelsea Football Club, Rossonero said. The confidence shown in me means a great deal, and I'm fully committed to working tirelessly to deliver the success this club is known for. Earlier in the day, Rossonero has strongly hinted at the move while still at Strasbourg, revealing that talks with Chelsea had already been concluded. This was an opportunity I simply couldn't turn down to work with an outstanding squad at a world-class club, he remarked. His appointment further consolidated the relationship within the Bluco ownership group, with both Chelsea and Strasbourg operating under Todd Boehly clearly capital structure. Rossonero's prior experience within the group played a significant role in his selection. The new Chelsea boss will be joined in London by several trusted members of his Strasbourg staff, including first-team coach Khalifa Cisse, assistant head coach Justin Walker, and head of analysis Ben Warner, as he begins his chapter at Stamford Bridge. Well, so that's it. Chelsea have a new coach, Liam Rossonero. Let's take a look at his managerial career so far and what he has done in his time at in terms of coaching. Well, he was the interim manager at Derby County in 2022, but before then, he was an assistant manager at Brighton and Hove Albion's under-23 youth team. And then from Derby County as interim head coach, he moved on to Hull City in the Championship, where he was coach from 2022-2024. And then from there, he moved on to Strasbourg, where he has been head coach from 2024 up until now. And at Chelsea, he has been given a 6.5-year contract, which means that he will be there until at least 2032 if things go as expected. Let's have a look at his philosophy and what he is as a coach. He's 41 years and he has a UEFA Pro license. And it's very important to know that his average term as a coach is 1.1 years. So just a little over a year in a club. And it's very much important because he has been given a 6-year contract and he has not spent more than 2 years at a particular club. So it's very interesting to see how long he stays at the club. His preferred formation is a 3-4-2-1 formation, but Chelsea currently did not go with a back four. They go with almost a 4-2-3-1 formation, and would live to see whether he changes the team to suit his 3-4-2-1 or he goes with his 4-2-3-1, which Chelsea is accustomed to at the moment. Well, away from Chelsea, let's head to Bournemouth, where Antoine Semenyo, Ghana's international, is set to play what could be his final match for Bournemouth on Wednesday night, when the Cherries take on Tottenham Hotspur ahead of a projected move to Manchester City. The 25-year-old Ghanaian forward has continued to feature for Bournemouth despite talks with the Premier League champions reaching an advanced stage. All parties reportedly agreed that Semenyo will remain available for key fixtures against Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs before completing his switch to the Etihad. Having already faced Chelsea and Arsenal, the encounter with Tottenham is expected to be his farewell appearance for the South Coast club. Once that game is concluded, the transfer process is expected to be finalized with documentation approvals put in place to seal the move. Semenyo's expected exit brings to a close a significant spell at Bournemouth, where his standout performances have drawn interest from the very top. It also signals the start of a new chapter as he prepares to take the next step in his career under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. Well, that's all the sports for now. I am Eugene Oforisoti. For more sports news, head to our site abcnewsj.com/sports. International news is up next.
On the international front, suspected terrorists have abducted at least 4 passengers after attacking the busy Isanlu-Isin-Omu highway in Kwara State, just 2 days after over 40 people were killed in Agwara and Bogu local government areas of Niger State. The attackers reportedly ambushed vehicles along the route, forced them to stop and took some travelers to an unknown destination. On the same day, armed bandits attacked the police border patrol outpost in New Kali, also referred to as Kale village, in Bogu LGA, Niger State. Although no lives were lost, the attackers set parts of the facility on fire, destroyed officers' belongings, and damaged farm produce belonging to residents. Police confirmed that officers repelled the attackers after a gun battle and reinforcements were later deployed. Following the deadly weekend attacks in Agwara and Bogu, residents of several communities have begun fleeing their homes due to fears of further violence. Still on the international front, 4 young men were killed after a hippo attack at Lake Naivasha in Kenya. Local media reports that 14 men went to the lakeshore late Friday night to fish illegally. They were set upon by several hippos, while some managed to escape by swimming away. Others were attacked or drowned. Relatives said the men had hoped to earn extra money for their families through fishing. Hippos are known to be highly aggressive, especially at night when they feed along the shore, and may charge if they feel their territory is threatened. At Lake Naivasha, about 80 kilometers from Nairobi and popular with tourist lodges and camps, warn people not to walk near the water after dark, as getting between hippos and the lake can be deadly. That's all for international news. Up next is entertainment news. In entertainment, legendary hip life icon Okomfo Kwade delivered a spirited performance at Sistefie's 10th anniversary all-white party in Koforidua, marking his first public show in years. The event, held at the White House Event Center, was a triumphant return for the veteran artist away from the spotlight due to mental health challenges and rehabilitation. Fans were treated to an energetic set featuring some of his timeless hits, reminding the audience of his magnetic stage presence. His appearance was one of the highlights of the night, with patrons celebrating alongside a star-studded audience backstage. That's all for entertainment news, and that is all for ABC Midday News here on ABC News Ghana Television. We stream live on Facebook at ABC News GH _ for more news. Log on to our website at www.abcnewsgh.com. I am Peggy NyarkowaA Bannoor. Enjoy the rest of your day.